Feel the grip of the oar handle, smooth yet firm in your hands. Taste the salt of your own sweat and the occasional splash of water.
Welcome to Faster Masters Rowing Radio. In this episode, you'll discover one drill to revolutionize your balance skill in a boat.
It's all part of the journey. Welcome to another episode of Faster Masters Rowing Radio. Each week, our host, Masters rowing coach Rebecca Caro, dives deep into the world of Masters rowing. Whether you're on the water or in the gym, join us to become a faster master. Let's go rowing.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a happy new year of 2025. I'm Rebecca Caro, and today we're going to be talking about weight in the hand and its importance in the rowing and sculling stroke. I've spent the past week teaching a singles sculling course. It's designed for people who can already row, but have never had an experience of getting confident in a single scull. So we're deliberately working with people who are nervous and slightly worried that perhaps they're going to flip. Now, my job as the coach in the course is to teach them some of the basics that they need in order to gain confidence and to feel that they have control in the boat. Now, weight in the hand is one of 4 key concepts for essential skill in both rowing and sculling. It is, without doubt, the one that people find the most challenging because they generally think they've gotten this far in the sport and they sort of can't believe that they can't do it. So what is weight in the hand? At its simplest, it's the ability to hold your handle and push down so that you can keep the oars off the water. But there's so much more to it than just that. It starts by you controlling the finish, the extraction of the oar out of the water, the tap down of the handle, so that in sculling it's symmetrical, and in sweep, obviously it has to be symmetrical with the person who's sitting in front or behind you, but in sweep, it's about ensuring that your outside hand is the one that is controlling the weight of the oar. The weight in the hand is in your outside hand in sweep. In sculling, it's in both hands. The second thing that the weight in the hand enables you to do is to keep stable at the finish and to keep pressure on the pin. So anyone whose button comes away from the oarlock at the finish is in all likelihood not in control of their craft. Weight in the hand is one of the things that helps you keep lateral pressure out onto the pins by keeping the button against the oarlock. And the third thing that weight in the hand really enables is to facilitate the transition from taking the oars out of the water, where your body weight is leaning towards the bow, and transitioning from mass towards the bow as you rock forward onto the recovery to getting ready, to roll up the slide and do your recovery. So there's 3 really big component parts to weight in the hand. And if you can do it, how do you know you can do it? Well, the first and most simple thing is you can row square blades. You can take the oars out of the water anytime you want. You can feather high over the top of any waves that are on the surface of the water. And you can keep your boat level in a side wind when the wind's coming from one side and that's pushing you over. If you have skill with weight in the hand, you are untroubled by that sort of wind direction. So how do you work on weight in hand? How do you learn the things that you need to have as fine motor skills? And there is one drill that is the core of this learning, and it's called the stationary stability drill. It's one that I learned from my former business partner, Marlene Royal, and it involves sitting at the finish and tapping your blades up and down in the finish position to take the oars out of the water. It's got 3 parts to it. The first part, you just push down on the handles to take the oar half out of the water, and then you put it back under the water. So you do that twice. So you go 2 half presses, and then you do a full press, and you hold. And your oars come out of the water, and you stay balanced, and then under control, you put the oars back in the water. So that's the first stage of the drill. The second stage is to do the same 2 half presses and a full, and then feather. And the third stage is to feather and then straighten your arms. All the while, you're staying connected to the boat through the foot stretcher. Your torso doesn't move. And the only part that's moving is your forearm from your elbow through to your hand, which is pushing up and down on the oar handle. It takes a lot of skill to do, but it is a really great way of teaching people what is weight in the hand and what are the fine motor skills that I need in order to do this. Now, if you want to learn how to do all of the 4 key concepts in sculling, we have a self-guided learning program which takes you through 7 days of exercises and drills that roll through the whole of the sculling stroke. It also includes steering. It also includes skills and drills every day that teach you what you need to be able to do in that part of the stroke. Those drills have basic components and more advanced components. So it doesn't really matter where you're at in your own single sculling journey. You will find a place where you can start and from which you can advance. And it also, of course, covers the 4 key concepts. The first one, of course, is weight in the hand. So this webinar is called Sculling Intensive. It's available on our website. It includes everything you need to know, and it expects you to do 1 lesson per day, but they don't obviously have to be consecutive. And it has helpful things like a checklist to print out and take in the boat with you so you know what you're doing that day, and a video where I run through what you should have noticed and learned, and then introducing the next day's drills and skills as we roll through the sculling stroke cycle. So if you want to find that, go to fastermastersrowing.com. It's on the page that's called Our Programs. Find the webinars section and click through there, and you'll see all the detail you need to know. So I hope I've given you a little challenge there to find out a bit more about whether you can do the stationary stability drill and to test yourself and see how good you are at weight in the hand. There are several other drills and parts of the stroke in the course, which we teach more about weight in the hand so that you can put it into practice in your own sculling. But the stationary stability drill is a really good place to start. Till next week, have a great week. See you next time.
We are part of the Rowing Chat Podcast Network. Please tell your fellow rowers about the show. If you've learned just one helpful thing from today's episode, please consider supporting the show for as little as $1 per month by visiting fastermastersrowing.com/podcast.